Hi everyone, and welcome to this demonstration on time techniques. So Pat is going to be my demonstration student today, and we're going to walk you through an exercise of time technique. This whole demonstration is absolutely invented. It's absolutely as a demo to show you what's possible with these tools. So what we're going to mimic, it's as if Patrick would come in my office as the practitioner and I would help him get rid of a belief that he's not worthy to receive money outside of corporate. So let's say Patrick is someone who's trying to make this switch from employee to entrepreneur, and he's struggling with knowing his worth and actually understanding that it's okay for him to charge the true worth of his service. And he's really uncomfortable with that. And he has a little bit of a limiting belief around his worthiness. So today we're going to identify that together, and I'm going to walk him through a time technique demonstration so that you guys can see the power of this technique. And yeah, let's start. So hello, Patrick. Welcome to my office.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I'm really excited to get rid of this limiting decision that you have around your worthiness. This is something that is very common. So I've seen many of my students having challenges around that when they move from employee to entrepreneur. And so the belief that you have is that you will not be able to make the full-time salary that you are making in your 9 to 5. And so that tells me the belief is linked to a decision. So there's a moment in time in your past where you made a decision that you were not worthy. So with time technique, what we're going to do is we're going to go into your past, understanding where and what is the root cause of this limiting decision. And together, we're going to go ahead, identify the root cause, and learn what we need to learn from that event, something that happened either in your past, so in your childhood, either in your past life, or generations before you were even born. And then once we learn the learnings, we're going to go ahead and release from that limiting decision so that you're feeling lighter and you don't have that anymore that you're carrying on your shoulder. How does that sound?
Love it. Let's do it.
Amazing. Great. So I'm going to walk you through the exact exercise. Beautiful. So we're going to start by discovering your timeline. Okay. So what we're going to do is simply identify how your subconscious mind is capturing time. I'm going to walk you through a specific script, and I just want you to, follow along and let you be guided.
Perfect.
So I have a feeling if I were to ask your unconscious mind, where is your future and where is your past, that you'd point in a certain direction, like front to back, side to side, up and down, or in some direction in relationship to your body. Now, it's not your conscious, logical, thought out answer that I want. It's your natural, unconscious answer that I want, your first impulse. So if I were to ask your unconscious mind, where is your future? What direction would you point? Great. So your future is right.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And where is your past? Great. Your past is left. So notice those directions imply a line. Great. And by the way, this is something that you don't have to be conscious about, and it's not a problem if this is not your timeline. Like if someone is watching this video and has a different timeline, that's totally okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to discover what is the root cause of this limiting decision. Okay. So what I want you to do is just feel comfortable. You can stretch a little bit. Stretch your neck. Amazing. Now, I'm going to ask you permission to release that limiting decision. So is it all right with your unconscious mind for you to release this limiting decision of feeling unworthy and for you to be consciously aware of it now?
Yes.
Great. Now, ask your unconscious, what is the root cause of this limiting decision, which when disconnected will cause the unworthiness to totally disappear. If you were to know, was it before, during, or after your birth?
After.
Great. And if you were to know, what age?
6 years old.
Great. Now, I want you to ask your unconscious, is that the very first event that is linked as the root cause of this limiting decision that is unworthiness?
Yes.
Great. So now we're going to go ahead and get in touch with your timeline now. So I want you to just get in touch with your timeline. And now float above your timeline and turn around and face that past. And I want you to go ahead and float back into the past, right down into this first event at 6 years old. And I want you to go right into the event, looking through your own eyes. And I want you to notice the limiting decision that occurred there. And notice any emotions too. Give me a nod when you've done that. Great. Now, I want you to go ahead and float way above the event and way before it. So just float right above and before that event. So you're turning around to face the future, and you're before the beginning of that event and any of the chain of events that led up to it. Now ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from this event, which will allow it to let go of the limiting decision and to let go of any negative emotions around it easily and effortlessly. Ask yourself, where is that old decision? Is it there or is it just gone now?
It's gone.
Great. Beautiful. Now I want you to float right down into the event again. So go back to that event. So you're looking through your own eyes. Now I want you to check on that old decision. Is it there or is it just gone now?
It's gone.
Great. So now I want you to come back to now over your timeline only as quickly as you can stop at 3 events along your timeline where, had you never had made that limiting decision, you would have had so much more opportunity. Stop and notice these 3 events and watch as they reevaluate themselves in light of these new choices and opportunities. Stop at each event and preserve the learnings and let go of the decision and any negative emotions all the way back to now. Remember, at the unconscious level, time is experienced differently. So your unconscious can take as little time as it wants. Just let go of that old decision all the way back to now. And when you get back to now, go ahead, float down into now, and come back into the room. So, do you smell popcorn?
No?
Okay. So, tell me, how do you feel about this old limiting decision now?
It's weird. It's like it's not holding me anymore for some reason.
Cool.
Yeah. I
Amazing.
feel like a burden is just lifted from my shoulders.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I want you to think of a time in the future which, if it would have happened in the past, this old decision you used to have would have affected you. And notice how it's different now. Notice how many more choices and how much more opportunity you have. How do you feel about the future?
I feel great. Can't wait to put this to the test and then just put myself out there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. Good. So you can come back to now And that was amazing. Thank you so much, Pat.
Thanks.
Woo!